Apple just had WWDC 2023, and they just announced a whole bunch of hardware and software products. So today I'm going to cover all of the health and fitness tech that they mentioned in this update. Timecodes are linked below. First is iOS 17. So they announced a new app, which is the Journal app, and this can actually pull in from their suggestions API where you were, who you spoke with, different fitness activities that you've done, and then you can track your state of mind, how you felt, input any kind of information into this very privacy-focused journal app. It's secure, it uses on-device machine learning, and it's a great way to practice some gratitude. Hurrah for another tool to help your mental health. Next is the standby mode. So now you can actually put your iPhone sideways on a charging dock and it turns into a nightstand. It can show you the clock. It'll turn red to help you, sleep better because you don't want a bright blaring screen next to your bed. And it just gives you basic stats like the weather and all this sort of stuff so that way you don't have to take your iPhone off and get lost in social media. Offline maps. Finally, we have offline maps on Apple Maps. You can get turn-by-turn navigation, estimated times to places, all by downloading specific areas on Apple Maps. This is huge. We've kind of had this on Google Maps and on a Garmin watch, but now you can download it on your iPhone and you can use the offline maps if you're paired with an Apple Watch that's nearby. Apple Fitness Plus introduces custom plans. It's a new way to receive custom workouts or a meditation schedule based on the day, time of day, all the other things that are going on in your life. So I'm very curious to see what this is like. They're allowing stacks inside of Apple Fitness Plus, so you can stack different kinds of workouts back to back and just easily transition between them. Love frictionless experiences. And lastly, audio focus, so you can prioritize if you want the trainer or the music volume louder or quieter. iPadOS 17. So now we finally have the health app on iPad. Super excited for this. And any third-party compatible devices as well. You can view all your interactive charts on the iPad. There is a new health kit on iPad, so there'll be more health integrations on iPad. I would love to see a more independent Apple Watch where I can connect my Apple Watch to an iPad or an Apple Watch to multiple iPhones and an iPad. Maybe that'll be next year. AirPods. I love the kind of audio level measuring of environments on the Apple Watch, and then paired with the AirPods, they can actually reduce environmental sounds. And now they're upgrading this a little bit more, which is merging transparency with noise canceling, so you can hear the things you need to hear when you're outside, like someone biking by and ringing their bell, or it reduces the loud sounds of things that you don't want to hear, like a massive jackhammer when you walk into the city. Protecting your hearing is important, and I love that Apple just keeps helping making this easier. Automatic switching, that should hopefully be easier with the AirPods from iPad to iPhone. It's easy to get stressed when they are not switching, you're trying to jump on a call, and you're trying to work, but then the technology gets in the way. So if things are easier, it makes it easier. And I'm happier. Finally, Apple Watch. I think this is where we saw some of the biggest updates. The whole wearable space. I think Apple is just really leaning into devices that you wear every day. NameDrop on iPhone and Apple Watch. You can go to the Contacts app and be able to kind of tap with each other and exchange contact information. This is huge. It's going to put a lot of companies out of business, but just makes the process so seamless of sharing your contact. I think this could also make for some really fun videos of adventuring and meeting new people, and then Apple Watch contact share. Or NameDrop, as they call it. We'll be getting some widgets in Smart Stack. I think this looks interesting. It's not a life-changing feature, but it'll be very, very valuable. The Activity app is getting some updates. You're going to be able to see your 3 major circles in their own full-screen app on the Apple Watch, as well as dive deeper into the details with little icons on the corners. Last year, we got a ton of running updates. This year, we're getting a ton of cycling updates. The Apple Watch now supports speed, cadence, and power meters that are all Bluetooth enabled. I think a lot of cyclists would love to see some Ant Plus support, but that will require some hardware changes. For now, we will get Bluetooth connection. This is huge for all the Ironman cyclist people out there. I've been trying to bike a little bit more and trying to get some of this data from the actual bike to my watch is a bit challenging, so knowing that this is coming is very exciting. There's a new cycling power workout view. You'll be able to see an estimate of your FTP, heart rate, power directly from any device that you have. It's even going to estimate your power zones. I think this is really cool. And then finally, there is integration with your iPhone. So if you want to be able to take your iPhone and your Apple Watch, you can get something like this, maybe a little more secure. Wrap it around your bike and be able to get bike stats on your iPhone that's being measured on your Apple Watch, so you can view that data as you're biking. Data like zone, distance, altitude, all this information, whatever you want. You can change the different screens on there. Hiking. I think they're trying to put all trails out of business, but now there's going to be topographic maps. The new Compass app is going to generate 2 different waypoints, one where your last cellular connection was, and one where the last SOS cellular emergency calling waypoint was. It even supports an elevation view with the altimeter data, so you know okay, do I have to go up or down from where you are currently? As well as with the topographic maps, we'll get information about the trail, whether the trail name, the difficulty level, the length, all this fun information. Maybe it's time to go travel and do some trails with this new software update. The motion sensor on the Apple Watch 8 and the Ultra provide a plethora of data that developers can now access. So for example, for tennis, for golfing, you'll be able to get very specific and intricate details about your golf swing or your tennis hit. I think that's very fascinating if you do play those sports. Custom workouts. So we got custom workouts last year where you can go in the watch and kind of create a custom workout. But this year we're getting the ability for developers to actually input custom workouts into the Apple Watch. I know Garmin has support like this. On the BPN training app, I was able to automatically send my workout to the Garmin watch. So now developers are able to send custom workouts straight to the Apple Watch. Super excited for this because like apps like TrainingPeaks, and maybe if you have like a running personal trainer, they can send your workouts straight to your watch. Then they announced 2 major new health updates. They already do like medication tracking and input, sleep tracking and mobility stuff. And now we get mental health and vision health. So for mental health in the Apple Watch, you can log your state of mind directly on the watch. You can see insights in terms of how your state of mind is impacted by your lifestyle behaviors, right? And there's different kinds of surveys that are based on research that you can also do. And that can actually give you kind of how at risk you could be for depression and anxiety. You can then seek help and provide them a report with all of this data. There are also articles that you can read about the topic as well. Apple is providing tools for you to build emotional awareness and resilience. And I think that is immensely powerful. I really love them for that. And this will happen all inside of the mindfulness app on your Apple Watch. And it also works on the iPhone and iPad mindfulness app. Next, vision health. So I guess myopia. I hope I'm saying that right. Do you know what myopia is? Myopia. So myopia is very common. I think 30% of the population has to deal with this. Nearsightedness. And some of the biggest factors that they realized from researchers was looking at a screen for too long, too close is bad. So they created something called screen distance. So if you're a child, you can set it where it will tell you to move the screen away from you if it's too close. It also works for adults to reduce eye strain. And then the second piece is getting enough daylight. So it's recommended to get 80 to 120 minutes of daylight per day. I know Huberman recommends getting your sunlight very early in the morning. So now you can use the ambient light sensor on the Apple Watch, whether it's for adults or kids, to see how much daylight you've been getting per day. You know how your screen changes brightness when you're outside, it gets brighter or darker? That's the same sensor they're going to use to measure your daylight exposure. So that way, this is going to push kids to spend more time outside. And hopefully this will help with all things vision health. And spending more time outside, it's a little counterintuitive because they announced a brand new product called Apple Vision Pro. This is their new watchOS AR platform. And they did introduce it with a very cool thing where you can kind of like tune out the entire world and go into a mindfulness session. You can immerse yourself in outdoor environments and landscapes with a view to kind of get inspired or just feel like you're somewhere else without having to go outside. So maybe the Apple Watch reminder of spending enough time outside is good. You can open up a plethora of Safari tabs, so I cannot wait to just have an endless supply of Safari tabs where I don't know where anything is. And then now have a 3D camera where you can get spatial audio, right, for music, spatial photos, and spatial video. So very excited to test this out. You know, maybe it's I replaced my iPhone with Apple Vision Pro, and you'll be able to play games. I'm not a huge gamer, but that's cool. And they're doing some stuff with Disney. This is their new wearable spatial computer. A lot of fun stuff announced at WWDC 2023. I'm excited to play with all this hardware. The Apple Vision Pro doesn't come out till early next year, but all the software will be available as a beta for developers in the next week, I think, and then for everyone else in the fall. So very excited for this stuff. Make sure to turn your notifications down below if you want to see more health and fitness stuff. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Shervin Shares and Strava at Shervin Shares because I'm running more, you know, using the Apple Watch running features. Oh yeah, fun fact, I'm also on a cruise right now. I don't know why I'm recording this while I'm here, but this is our room, and this patio, this is where I'm literally recording the video. But just look at that, we're literally moving on a boat. So I'll be honest, I hope I'm able to get this video out because they're using Elon Musk Starlink internet on here, and I don't know how well it is for uploading data. Peace.